tonight. Big night, August 11th. Huge news. Where do we even start here? I was going to talk about the crime in DC, and obviously I have a lot to talk about with that. But I got to start with my boy and probably my most frequent guest on the show. What is happening? Let me get my face a little bit bigger. There we go. EJ Antoni, regular guest on the show, is going to be the guy. Literally, the guy was on the show describing to me what the Bureau of Labor Statistics did. We made fun of the last head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Odds are in his confirmation hearings, Democrats will bring up clips of him drinking on my show talking about the Bureau of Labor Statistics. He's going to be the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. What universe are we living in right now? I love it. This is why I voted for Donald Trump. This is exactly why I voted for Donald Trump. He picked one of, if not the best guy. And we're going to talk about that more in a second. Let's throw to a sponsor.
If history has taught us anything, it's not to root against the underdog. Right, Peter?
No spoilers.
British are coming!
It pays to know what's coming.
Check the group chat!
To chart your own course.
I'm sure that's nothing.
Because the 1 in a million long shot can work. When the whole world picks Goliath, you know it's going to be David. Every great leap began with a bold first step, and there's no shortage of second chances. Against impossible odds, you don't stand down. You swing first.
So let's get to this. And we're going to read this here. This is from CNBC. Just a wild day. I got other things I wanted to talk about, but just a wild day. That my buddy who's got, this is just, that's going to be a hell of a what's in your office. I'll tell you that, because I'm getting a what's in your office with the Daily Signal with this guy. Can't wait to go figure out what happens and where the hell the Bureau of Labor Statistics is. So here we are, CNBC. God, it's so cool. Trump says he's nominating E.J. Antoni as Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner. This is just from literally 12 minutes ago. 12 minutes. In fact, I want to... Hold on. We got to get this. I'm over the moon. I'm going to post this right now on Twitter. President Trump has nominated the best economist, there we go, I'll share this chat in the world at Real E.J. Antoni to be the next head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Next commissioner. This is wild. And screenshot. This is exactly what I voted for. There we go. That is incredible. Congratulations to my friend, E.J. Antoni, who's going to be. So here we go. Let's get into the article here. Trump says, let me shrink myself down. Trump says he's nominating E.J. Antoni as Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner. Here we go. President Donald Trump says he will nominate economist E.J. Antoni as the Commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Antoni would replace Erica McEntarfer, who Trump fired as BLS commissioner on August 1st after accusing her of manipulating jobs report data. She was, if you looked at her. In fact, we'll pull her up in a second. You can see what she looks like. You'll know all of the things about her politics that you could ever imagine. Antoni is the chief economist at the Conservative Heritage Foundation. His candidacy for BLS spot had been promoted by former Trump White House advisor Steve Bannon and me. President Donald Trump said Monday that he will nominate E.J. Antoni as Commissioner of Bureau of Labor Statistics. Man, this is so cool. This is cool. All right, so let's take a look at this. I am pleased to announce that I am nominating highly respected economist Dr. E.J. Antoni As the next commissioner of Bureau of Labor Statistics, he wrote in a Truth Social post on Monday evening, our economy is booming and EJ will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate. I know EJ Antoni will do an incredible job in his new role. Congratulations, EJ. Holy shit. The Wall Street Journal reported Sunday that Trump administration officials had interviewed Antoni for the BLS post and that former White House advisor Steve Bannon had advocated for him to be nominated. My phone is blowing up. The Journal also reported that Antoni called for the removal of Erica and Tarfer as head of BLS on Bannon's podcast show following the release of a weak July jobs report. Okay, so this okay, I'm not going to garbage. Let's get a good picture of her up here. No, and that's going to go into an automatic. All right, so you're just going to have to take a look at what, here, let me share the screen. Was I not sharing the screen earlier? Stupid. There we go. All right, so you can look at her. Jesus Christ. You know all you need to know about this woman's politics just by looking at her. What is that haircut? I don't normally talk about people's haircuts, but what the hell is that haircut? I am... You know exactly what her politics are just by simply looking at her. And yeah. Now we have a real person in there. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Atomic Apologies. What's going on? What does the... Okay, so actually, here's the fun thing. Hey, repost the broadcast, guys. Yeah, hit the repost on this. So... what does the position do? So EJ actually came on the show and explained what the position did. Two of the things that the Bureau of Labor Statistics does is they come up with the glasses. If they have glasses like me and they're a woman, you know their politics. Two of the things that the Bureau of Labor Statistics does: one, they do the jobs report, the monthly jobs report, and two, they calculate inflation. That's the big one. So under Biden, magically, there was no inflation problems, right? They slowed it down. They took things out. They manipulated the numbers. They also manipulated the numbers. Remember how many times under the Biden administration they had to redo the jobs numbers and take them down 100,000 or more? So that's what the Bureau of Labor Statistics does. There's just two of the many things the Bureau of Labor Statistics does. But I, just like a lot of you, didn't know what they did. And wasn't sure what. Sorry, I'm just reading Jim Bob's. It's Butch, yeah. And repost the podcast. A lot of people didn't realize what the Bureau did. I didn't know what they did. I'll be honest with you. I'm not an economy guy until I had the future, soon to be head of Bureau of Labor Statistics on the show explaining what they did. To be honest with you, he's probably one of the only people on the face of the planet that knows what they do. Correct. Jim Bob. There are liars, damn liars, and then there are statisticians. By the way, has anybody noticed your analytics being way down on Twitter? Mine are way down this week. Also, I didn't do much this week. But I got to tell you, if I had a booze here, I would drink for this man. This is incredible. Because now we're going to have a real... honest, make sure I didn't hit the right button there. Head of Bureau of Labor Statistics and EJ Antoni. Let's keep going back. Let's go back. There's the man right there. What a gig. What a win. What a win for America. That my buddy is now, and I would call him a friend. A lot of people I say are friends, they're not friends. I would call this guy a friend. Incredibly awesome. Literally just a few minutes before the show that he came on. He's drank many times on the show with me. Every time I came to DC, he would hang out and we'd be in studio many a time at the Heritage Foundation. He's one of my favorite Heritage fellows. He's the chief economist there. I mean, if you want to learn more, let's learn more about EJ. We're going to turn this into the EJ Antoni hour here without him being here. Let's learn about him. Number one, he takes interesting headshots. Number two, He's the chief economist, Richard Astor Fellow in the Heritage Foundation's Grover M. Herman Center for Federal Budget. And again, his work has been featured everywhere known to man. You've seen him on War Room. You've seen him everywhere you can think. He's also been at every think tank and institute uses his numbers. Unleash Prosperity uses his numbers. He's a senior fellow there. He's testified many times in front of Congress and state legislators. He was an economist at the Texas Public Policy Foundation. This guy is like the man when it comes to numbers. And he's the guy I turn to when I want to learn about the economy. And this guy is going to be in charge of the numbers for our country. Damn, that's awesome. That is so awesome. What a winner. There we go. So I'm glad you guys are joining me tonight. We are covering a bunch of the stuff here. Make sure you get in on the chat. Make sure you hit retweet on this. And we're going to talk about a bunch of other things. One of the things, I will tell you this, one of the few things that the Bureau of Labor Statistics doesn't calculate, this is a seamless segue, it's the DC murder rate. Maybe they do. Who knows? I certainly wouldn't know, and I don't have EJ here to answer that question. He is absolutely a numbers guy with a sense of humor. He is, I could listen to him all day long. Honestly, I could listen to him talk about numbers all day long. Economics was one of my worst courses in grad school, and I am just again, over the moon that this guy is going to be the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. All right, so let's talk about things here. Big day today, especially for me, as it comes to Washington, D.C., because Donald Trump is invoking the D.C. Home Rule Act and taking over the D.C. Police Department and releasing the D.C. National Guard to clean up the streets of D.C. Now, if anybody knows me, before we get into this, can I make it a little bit? There we go. Anybody knows me personally, you know that I was robbed at gunpoint in Washington, D.C. about 5 years ago in one of the better parts of D.C. And when I was arrested, God, I'm so tired tonight. When I was robbed at gunpoint, the cops showed up and told me they'll never catch the guys. They literally said to me, what are they, about 5'10" to 6'2", black kids, 16 to 21? I go, yeah. They go, we're never going to catch them. That's just how things have been in Washington, D.C. at least 4 or 5 years. At least. Well, actually, it'd be 6 years now. And things have only gotten worse. Because there, they allow criminals to have no cash bail. There's no cash bail. There's a quick release. There's a lot of probation that's just given. They just let anybody out. So this stat here, this is what we're taking a look at. And again, I when I was robbed at gunpoint, it was in a very good part of town. It was the area where they just put in the waterfront stuff. Yeah, you didn't know that I was held at gunpoint? I was absolutely held at gunpoint. Here, I think actually, and then like all these stories, because I said, hey, I should have carried a gun the entire time, which you can't do in DC, by the way. It's damn near impossible to carry, to be able to conceal carry. Yeah, I know, right? Only I would have believed you. Only in a Democrat city, Democrat-run city, where they arrest a victim of a crime. Yeah, no. I went public and I said, hey, you know, I should have been carrying a gun, even though you basically can't. Like it's impossible to be able to obtain a gun. In fact, I think like pepper spray and even like batons are illegal to have in Washington, D.C. They don't want you to have any kind of arms anyway. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself at all, even though most of the elected officials and the people making those decisions have security. So when I was in D.C., let's see if I can find this. So I said that, hey, I should have carried a gun. And then suddenly everybody was like, oh, God, he changed his mind on the Second Amendment. Hold on, Tim Young, robbed. You want to see what baby Tim looks like? Is the photo still up? Maybe they've run out of money over the... They might have run out of money over at the at USA 9 to be able to put this up. By the way, new hat tonight, brisket nachos. There used to be a very bad picture of me here. Let me see if I can reload it. Oh, no. Okay. And there we go. Details last night here. Here, this is my old tweet from 2018. So this was 7 years ago. God, I'm old. Last night I was robbed at gunpoint by 2 men in DC by the New Wharf on the way to get coffee. I was actually okay. So here's a good story. Hold on. They got my phone and tossed me around while people watched a half a block away. Then they ran off. Yeah. So they grabbed me. They held me at gunpoint. They took my phone. The fun part of the story is that I was walking to a first date, and the girl thought I stood her up and was lying about it until the news story came out. And so this girl, oh, hi, Angela. So I was robbed at gunpoint in DC. I was on my way to a first date at a coffee shop, and the girl who I went to meet up with did not believe. She thought I was lying. She thought that was a plausible lie. Anyway, so Young said 6 to 7 people witnessed the attack. That is true. There was a pile of people standing around. Everybody just kind of left after I was robbed, and 2 people called 911, an older couple. And I literally, they just stood by as I was yelling, help, I'm being robbed. They just stood there and watched, and nobody helped. There I am. Look at baby Tim. Hold on. Can we just take a look? I used to have a beard that had color to it. What a time. Let me do a sec. I haven't aged too poorly. My hair's lighter. But regular, yeah. So this is when I was a regular on the TV network. This is why they all covered it. I was a regular both on Fox 5 and USA 9 at the time. I was held up at the New Wharf, and here we are talking about it. And again, this was they did an exclusive, by the way, with me. There I am smiling about being robbed at gunpoint. And also, check out that wolf shirt, huh? I knew what I was doing back then. I've always been a... No, I was not. I was not on my way to a Subway. I needed to get my tuna fish sandwich. They yelled, this is MAGA country. And yeah, no, look at baby Tim back in the day. Grays, I know. I like my gray beard. I actually think I look better now than I did then. But that's just me. But yeah, look at that was baby me. Robbed at gunpoint, Tim Young. Look at that. Jovial. You wouldn't have thought it. But so I was robbed at gunpoint in 2018. I canceled my show. I did a little video. It went viral. Most of the things I do are viral, except for this week on Twitter. That apparently nothing is working at all this week on Twitter. But so this is, I went and did an interview on it. We talked about it, and I then got an NRA commercial, and there was definitely, I had an NRA commercial out of it. I got that. I mean, I didn't do bad out of it. You know, you're a social media guy, you get robbed at gunpoint, then I wasn't pretending to be a victim, and people reached out to me. I wasn't like actively saying, hey, put me on something because I just got robbed. Yeah, now I'm just cold and jaded. Hold on. Yep. So there we go. Oh yeah, Grok did get suspended on X today because I guarantee wiser. If I guarantee if I went and asked Grok, you know, Grok at one point early on said that I was a racist. In case you're wondering. So let's go back to the statistics here, because these are very, very believable statistics. If you can see this on your screen, I'm going to try to blow it up as big as possible. The DC murder rate, they are the capital, the murder capital of capitals. You can see right there, when you look at Bogota, Mexico City, oh, who can forget about the stats of Islamabad, Lima, Ottawa, Paris, Havana, Delhi, London, and Madrid. DC's murder rate is 27.54 per 100,000, which is wild. It is the fourth highest in violent crime in the country, and it competes back and forth. You know, the problem is the more that criminals murder, the less people there are to kill. So, you know, the number eventually will start to go down because criminals are running out of innocent people and victims to knock out. So here's Trump earlier today talking about it. I'm excited about this. I think you guys are as well. I'm to be the bigger guy there. And here he is talking about invoking the home rule and trying to actually protect Washington, D.C. A crazy concept.
This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under
My
the
audio turned on.
authorities
Let's go
vested
again.
in me, as is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. This is Liberation.
So there you go. Trump wants the police to have the opportunity to do their job properly and protect the streets. A crazy concept. A crazy concept. We should get to Grok in a second here, guys. But here's a reporter, Ron Campius. Ron Campius, who could forget? And Ron Campius says crime doesn't exist there because he's never seen it. Here he goes. I live in Arlington. I'm a reporter. I traveled into D.C. frequently. I've never been carjacked. Well, good for you. I know it happens, but I don't know anyone who's been carjacked. I've never been the victim of any crime in D.C. I've been to cities crawling with troops. Now, that's ugly. So this piece of shit he needs to sit down with victims, and I said this here. He needs to sit down with family who lost loved ones to murder in the city and tell them the same thing to their faces. Because obviously crime isn't happening. Crime can't, if he doesn't personally see crime must not be happening, right? That's how it works. Well, let's hope that nothing bad ever happens to him. He looks like someone who's got very weak wrists, so he'd be in trouble. But if it does, maybe he'll finally acknowledge that there's crime in Washington, D.C. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? You know? Here's proof, number one, that my tweets aren't going anywhere because I got 7 retweets on this, which might be the lowest retweeted post I've ever had on this platform in like a decade. But here is the announcement of everything that Donald Trump signed today in the Oval Office.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. Along with that executive order, President Trump signed the statutorily required notification letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate committee leaders. The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see on our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the out-of-control crime conditions we've seen on D.C.'s streets for far too long. And I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of an administration that's finally coming to terms with these issues, sir.
Thank you.
And this will protect Black people more than anything Black Lives Matter has ever done. Period. This will protect Black people more than anything that Black Lives Matter has ever done. Because the crime is in a lot of the poorer areas of DC where Black people live and they aren't protected. And things are just let go. And then the violent thugs who terrorize those parts of the town are let back out on the streets. Now, listen, don't let crime be stopped in DC. Say these liberals who show up, by the way, a lot of them still wearing masks. This is, by the way, if you're wondering what happened to all of the crazy liberals who have been laid off. Have they deployed the Killdozer yet? Good reference. They're right here, and they're out in the streets making sure they listen. They don't want Donald Trump. How dare Donald Trump try to stop crime? Here they are singing some stupid fucking song.
DC is our home. You can't have it wrong. DC is our home. You can't have it wrong. DC is our home.
Look at these fucking freaks. freaks.
You can have it, Trump.
I mean, these people, I wonder if they even live in DC. Again, like some sort of rainbow shit. A lot of people wearing masks, a lot of very weenie looking weirdos. Trump must go now sign. Because he's trying to stop crime in a city that doesn't stop its own crime.
It's our home, so it's our home. So get on out.
They have no idea what the fuck they're doing up there. And again, these are the people who say that, you know, they're oppressed because they're some sort of weird gender, or they cut their dick off, or there's some elderly woman who claims that that someone would want to sexually assault them. This is the type of person who's out here protesting right now. By the way, they're also, I believe, out on what used to be Black Lives Matter Plaza. Oops. But these are the freaks. I never thought that I would see a time where Democrats literally are protesting to keep crime in the streets. That's what they want. That's what's happening here. They don't want Trump to stop the crime in Washington, D.C. They are out protesting to make sure that crime continues in Washington, D.C. Now, this is the talking points went out, and here's the talking points. Let me see if I can blow this up as much as I can. It's still kind of small. All right, so the talking points went out, and this is a bunch of tweets from these robots. It even got smaller, I think, after there we go. This is a little better. The talking bots went out, and they're saying DC violent crime hit a 30-year low last year. That's over and over again. It's at a 30-year low, this DC crime. All right. That doesn't change the fact that it's a 27.54 murder rate per 100,000. It also, for those people who are out, those like parrots. Oh, Tarlov did it. That idiot from Fox. Donna Brazile, of course. Again, all these accounts are probably managed by the same person. That's one of the things I've been realizing lately, is that a lot of accounts are just managed by the same person or the same team. And so you're going to see the same tweets from the same people all day long. Same thing on both the right and the left. So they're out saying the crime rate is down 35%. Everything is down. 30-year low. Here are the stats. DC had the fourth highest homicide rate in the United States in 2024, with a rate of 27.3 homicides per 100,000 people. Fact. DC's homicide rate is almost 6 times higher than New York City's rate of 4.7 homicides per 100,000 people. DC's homicide rate is almost 4 times higher than LA's rate of 7.1 homicides per 100,000 people. DC's homicide rate is more than doubled, I misspelled it, Newark's rate of 12.2 homicides. And DC also beat out Atlanta, Chicago, Compton, and Oakland for their homicide rate. It is, enforcing the law, horribly racist now. And there's a woman, I can't wait to show you this. Hold on. There's a woman who I have a lot to say about. Keep all those stats in mind, kids. Here's a woman who was very upset about Trump trying to stop crime. And maybe we can work together. Yeah, they don't talk about the abortion rate. Maybe we can work together to figure out what this lady's trying to say. Because I think they handed her a script and she showed up with, watch these earrings. We'll talk about those in a second.
Great. The president has been trying to provoke violence here, right here, in the black communities and in the brown communities.
Did you know that? Did you guys know that? I must have missed that. Did you know that Trump is trying to provoke violence in the black and brown communities? What's he been doing to do that? I've missed that part. Has anybody? My dear, how are you doing today? Has anybody seen the part where he's been provoking violence in the black and brown communities? I have completely missed it. I don't know what he's been doing. So if you can figure it out. By the way, her right earring is some sort of folding chair. I'm not making this up. And her left earring looks like a plate. But her right earring is definitely a folding chair. I've watched this video enough times. So let's go back. We'll start from the beginning. This is about a 4-minute clip. I'm going to interrupt it the entire time. here's a lady with there's a lady's face on a plate. She's got a collector's plate. Listen, I can't knock collector's plates, as you guys know, behind me, on this table, everywhere around my place. I've got Christy Yamaguchi collector's plate. So if I could turn that into an ear, if I was a woman, I would probably have a Christy Yamaguchi collector's plate as an earring. So I can't knock that. But the folding chair makes no fucking sense. Here we go.
Great. The president has been trying to provoke violence here, right here, in the black communities and in the brown communities, having ICE kidnap our neighbors.
Oh, did you know that ICE is kidnapping their neighbors in the black and brown communities? Do you think she knows anybody who's been kidnapped by ICE? The answer is no. By the way, DC is a sanctuary city.
Having the black community be harassed and profiled and want a response.
Okay. Having the black community harassed and profiled and want a response. I don't think that's a sentence.
We say, hell no, we won't go.
And now she said, hell no, we won't go. Okay, got it. I followed that part. This is a difficult follow. You pull snacks from Snap and lots of violence. DC has the lowest murder rate of all national capitals in the USA. Trump kidnapped Oprah in the 1980s. Thank you, chat. Where are they sending these black people to? I don't know. Listen, let's just follow. I'm going to try to follow along because I've listened to this a few times today. Don't ask why. We're 19 seconds into a 3-minute and 44 second clip. I just want to follow and see if I can understand the point here. I want to understand the whole point of this. And let's be real. The whole point of this is that I want to understand what she's going through. And I'm sure as a leader who was given a script to read, who put on her nice folding chair earring and plate with a face on it. It is a folding chair. If you can't see it, let me see it. I'm going to blow this up a little bit more. That is a folding chair. If that is a folding chair, I don't understand. Maybe it's a steel chair. Maybe she's a pro wrestling fan. I don't get it. But she put on her nice folding chair earrings. I want to understand her point. I want her to make us all understand it. And I'm here to give it a fair crack. Because I'm sure it's very thought-provoking and... And now they're chanting, hell no, we won't go. I'm not sure. Look at this beta. I don't even talk about betas, but that guy's a beta.
When we say we won't go, that means we're not going to those mass incarceration, into their prisons and enslavement.
She almost got mass incarceration units out, but she apparently thinks everyone's going to get turned into slaves. God damn, this is going to take an hour to get through.
Prisons and enslavement. We won't.
Yeah, black people are being enslaved. She just said it. So it must be true. Black people are being enslaved, everyone. I don't know where. Not in America. But she's worried. Trump is making people slaves.
Going to their ICE, what do you call his beautiful centers that he got. We won't.
His beautiful centers. Don't mind me. Trump's been sending people to his beautiful centers. Hate it when that happens.
Go to where alligators live. Hell no, we won't go.
Hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go.
The beautiful centers where the alligators live. Okay. Here, I'll do a side by side. She's talking about jobs. Slavery. They made federal government employees go back to their desks. Okay.
Hell no, we won't.
I'm sure this is going to get only a lot better. We're 51 seconds into 3:44.
Today we gather to speak plainly about policy path.
This is plainly speaking. This is plainly speaking. Dylan, you should be taking notes. I'm so glad that you're here to take serious references. This is important, and I want us to understand what the struggle, I think, is what we're understanding. The struggle. I've been told about it before, but we're learning the struggle right now.
Today, we gather to speak plainly about policy path that sounds strong, but in truth, it weakens the very safety we seek.
Speaking plainly, I think I got that out of that.
We believe there is a better way to protect us all. One that respects rights to build trust and keep our communities truly safe, and that is fascism free.
I want fascism free too. Also, to keep your community safe. Your fucking communities aren't safe. Like, what? Who is telling you that your fucking communities are safe? Like, seriously. Like, who? Like again, like, there are no safe communities in Washington, D.C. There are places you absolutely shouldn't walk at night. There are no safe communities in Washington. Maybe in like Northwest, Embassy Row. I mean, the National Mall where there's constant security, the military bases, but outside of that, no.
Fear is not a roadmap to safety. It is a burial. It fails hardest on the black communities that already we bear a disproportionate share of surveillance, stops, and forces.
What the fuck did she just say? I think she said surveillance. Like, come on. Like, I understand a lot. You want pheasants to be set free too? I just don't understand. I don't understand. Again, I don't understand. You have this written down in front of you. I think they just handed this to her and said, go fucking read it. And we know when to cheer. We'll just get people to we'll do hand signs or something to cheer. I'm sorry. I need to be taking notes. I'll take my note cube here. Because when I say I'm very confused as to what's happening here. I mean, I can't figure out who's more confused about what she's saying, me or her.
I want to be clear. We've been here before.
We have?
This is a long history. Well before today, the black communities bear the brunt of aggressive policing.
The black communities borne the brunt of breast policing, I think is what she said. Again, it's not even, for me, it's not the accent, right? Because it is just very clear that she's never seen what she's reading before. And she's winging it. And they were like, who can read this? And it ain't coming out good.
Well before today, the black communities bear the brunt of aggressive policing. Data and reports from many credible organizations show patterns. Black people are more likely to be stopped, searched, questioned, arrested, and harmed in encounters with the law. When we add the presence of federal agents or the National Guard to daily life in these neighborhoods, the burden can multiply.
The burning can multiply? Is it the burden can multiply? But again, like using false data on this.
Not by making harm more rare, but making it more visible and more likely to escalate. So be clear.
Oh, see, hold on. And I think she's going to explain this. See, if the cops are there, then odds are there's going to be more violence. That's what it is, right? Oh, see, he would take notes, but he's out of all his crayons. So they're talking points. They go with bullshit talking points that black people are disproportionately arrested. Maybe take a look at crime statistics while we're doing that. They look at those stats, and then they say that because there's going to be more law enforcement, there will therefore be, hi, Tammy, be more violence. Again, this doesn't make sense to me. And perhaps, again, chat, I hope that you guys, Dylan has a good point. I just don't understand. Again, it's very clear she hasn't been given, accent aside, she has not read this before and has no idea what she's saying, but she's very confident about it.
Be clear, this has been going on. But as you bring more policemen, it's going to escalate.
As you bring more policemen, it's going to escalate. I would like to think I've been given cold reads on the radio before, and I would like to think that I'm better at cold reads, where like they just hand it to me and I read it, than this woman.
Black Washingtonians have long recognized that community violence cannot be solved through state violence, and have asked for meaningful.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. Community violence can't be solved through state violence. What the fuck does that even mean? Are we saying, again, I'm very confused here. What? How dare you, Ace of Hearts, say this is a low IQ person? I think she's very intelligent. As you know, city violence can't be stopped by state violence. It makes no fucking sense. That makes just no fucking sense. I don't even understand. I don't understand. And again, very clear here. Accent aside, she's clearly never read this before, and it's just bullshit talking points. Somebody whipped this up, and they're like, The View has off for this month. So they've got the writers for The View just saying bullshit that this woman's reading.
For investments and solutions that are proven to work. Racist over-policing goes beyond D.C.
Racist over-policing.
The roots of American policing in many regions, like in Slave Patrol. Police have been...
see? The roots of police come from Slave Patrol, which is I think that was the precursor to Paw Patrol, but instead of animals, it was
enslaving and murdering black people with freedom for punishment for centuries.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, we're getting through this, but I believe she just said that freedom is punishment. I'm confused. Hold on.
Police have been enslaving and murdering black people with freedom for punishment for centuries. Enslaving and murdering black people with freedom in many regions, like in Slave Patrol. Police have been enslaving and murdering black people with freedom for punishment for centuries.
I tried, and I don't know. I tried, and I don't know. I was following. She had me at Slave Patrol because it sounded like a children's cartoon. Jim Bob makes a good point. Violence can always be solved with more violence since the dawn of mankind. That's kind of how wars work. Let's learn some more. Hit the retweet button on this. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are as well. I'm just pregnant pause. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Her earring. Can I just say again? Do the folding chair earrings come in a set, or like did she mix it up, or does it come with the plate with the face on it? If I was a woman, I think I'd wear folding chair earrings. Not gonna lie, I kind of like the folding. I have pro wrestling action figures. It could double as something I could use while playing with my pro wrestling action figures.
I stand in front of you today with a signal.
She stands in front of you today with a signal. Got that.
To the residents of D.C. and the country, that we will not be idle as oppressive structures try to harm our communities and take power.
Okay. They won't be idle while oppressive structures try to take over their communities and take power. Okay. What power is Donald Trump trying to take over the communities in D.C.? He's trying to end crime so they can live free.
Fight for black liberation and the liberation of all people will not stop, no matter our oppression, intimidation, manipulation tactics.
Hold on.
Fight for black liberation and...
Okay, so she's fighting for black liberation. And I'm not... I grew up in Baltimore. And maybe things have changed, but last I checked, black people were liberated. I don't know. She seems... I mean, there's a lot of people there. Hold on. Let me take myself out of this. There seems to be a lot of liberated black people there. I'm confused. Are black people not liberated? I'm not... Do people listening to this, does someone listening to this go, Yes, other than the people who were there and told to cheer. Because who thinks that black people aren't liberated? What does that even mean? She's literally claiming that Donald Trump is trying to enslave them again. I don't know where or with what. But then she's saying that black people have to fight for liberty. I think everybody's pretty free. Last time I checked. I don't know. Call me crazy. I've been to many a festival where it seems like it's, especially growing up in Baltimore, many a festival where it seemed to me as if all the black people had been liberated. Am I missing something? Maybe they were all enslaved and I just, because I'm white, I didn't realize it. Is that how that works? I'm very confused.
The liberation of all people will not stop no matter our oppression, intimidation, manipulation tactics. We have the right to demand respect, to protect ourselves.
Do you think it's misspelled on the paper or she's just bad at reading?
And protect each other.
Okay. You have the right to protect each other. Got it.
And as the executive director of Hers Wildest Dreams, I want to name.
I'm sorry. What is she the executive of?
And as the executive director of Hers Wildest Dreams, I want to name. White people's civil rights have never been in danger because they are white.
Don't think so. Actually, I would take a look at COVID. Now, I think that was kind of a universal. Everybody's rights were getting taken away just recently.
The white civil rights represents the desire from the Jim Crow. Full stop.
The white civil rights represents the desire from Jim Crow. Full stop. What?
At Hers Wildest Dreams, and as we support Free DC, we're fighting against mass incarceration, policing, ICE, violence towards immigrants and Muslims, violence in Palestine, worker exploitation.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, that's where the money is. Violence in Palestine. So they're fighting against violence in Palestine and against violence against Muslims in this country. When's the last time that's happened?
Violence towards immigrants and Muslims, violence in Palestine, worker exploitation, and more. We're fighting for freedom and safety for all people.
She's fighting for freedom and safety for all people, except for residents of DC who aren't free and safe because of the crime that's gone rampant. They can't go out at night. They're afraid to go out in their communities. They're afraid to go down to their local stores at night because they might get robbed. Jim Bob saw 3 slave traders on his way to work this morning. I understand. And I hope you told them, hey, slave traders, cut it out. You get out of here, slave traders. You're not welcome. Because that's what you do. We're going to liberate people, slave traders. You get out. When you see a slave trader, you say, go home, slave. No slaving today. No enslaving people from the streets today, slave traders. Well, you didn't look hard enough, J. Louise Allen. You were in D.C. all weekend and it looked free. Didn't look hard enough because you missed the slaves. Because people need to be liberated. Liberated. How dare you, Dylan, say that what she said was word combo gibberish? Because you sound like a slave trader and somebody who's not for liberation. Oh, God. Bunch of sheep cheering on. Yeah. You said, I'm so glad. I'm proud of you, Jim Bob. Jim Bob saw the slave trade. Like he said, he saw 3 slave traders on his way to work, and he said, get out. You, no more slave traders. That's what it sounded like. So can we just take the victimization as real with this? I just don't, again, I'm just confused. Oh, you only trade slaves on Valentine's Day? That's the traditional way. I think it's okay. That's fine. You get out, slave trade. You get out. I just want to, the crescendo here at the end. I just want to start back for the crescendo at the end. And again, all credit where credit's due. Her folding chair earring. Again, if I was a woman, I would wear folding chair earrings. I'm not, so I've got a nacho hat. It's a nacho hat. It's mine. Nope. Don't do that.
Man, respect to protect ourselves and protect each other.
This is, by the way, this is probably USAID money. This is probably USAID money left over that is funneled through some sort of organization that is pro-Palestine and pro-Muslim. So that's exactly what this is.
And as the executive director of Hers Wildest Dreams, I want to name white people's civil rights have never been in danger because they are white. The white civil rights represents the desire from the Jim Crow. Full stop.
Christians' rights have been in danger. I think white men's rights actually are in danger if Democrats take over. When you take a look at DEI programs that favor people based on race instead of actual qualifications, you can absolutely say that rights of white people have been in danger. Period. Full stop.
At Hers Wildest Dreams, and as we support Freedy's.
How much do you think she makes a year? 150? 200?
See, we're fighting against mass incarceration, policing, ICE, violence towards immigrants and Muslims, violence in Palestine, worker exploitation, and more. We're fighting for freedom and safety for all people. Great.
Freedom and safety for all people. Yeah. Got it. Oh, you're a settler? Yeah. What is that? Those are B cup folding chairs. Definitely not hers. Just saying. Come on. Her earring was a folding chair. You see the slave traders in the street. They're out there. You say, get out. You get out. There won't no slave trading today. This is from the Washington Post, by the way, in case you're wondering why you don't hate the media enough. My buddy Cliff Maloney pulled this up. According to the Washington Post, democracy dies in darkness. This is a safe city, but overhearing and witnessing gang threats and then watching the camera footage of the thuggery is disturbing, said one resident, speaking on the condition of anonymity over concerns of personal safety. Fuck, people are dumb. Fucking people are so dumb. This is quite possibly my favorite dumb fuck quote that I've ever heard from anything ever. The Washington Post, quoting a anonymous resident. This is a safe city. Read along with me. Sing along. This is a safe city, but overhearing and witnessing gang threats and then watching the camera footage of the thuggery is disturbing, said one resident, speaking on the condition of anonymity over concerns of personal safety. Fuck. It is remarkable. Nailed it. That article deserves a Pulitzer Prize. We are safe. Yeah, that's right. We're safe, but hey, I got a little concerned about my personal safety. Fuck. It's a safe. Hey guys, it's a safe city. Just my personal safety. I can't say who I am. I mean, what? Oh God! If you guys are enjoying this, please hit the please hit the retweet button. I can't even do that. I can't even do her accent. They took to the streets today to sing songs and then sent out their brightest and best, which not the brightest. Violence is low compared to other cities. It is not. Yeah, I know. Also, yeah, we're safe, and I'm gonna get beat up. Yeah, I mean, again, like, like, again, and our side has bad spokespeople too, occasionally. I'm probably one of them. I look at this and I go, that's what you got? This is who you got? This is your best? Get out of here. I didn't even timestamp it. I don't desire to go back through here, but I think it was at the beginning. I'm going to take a crack at this again just because it's so amazing. Where she says that Donald Trump is enslaving black people. And then she forgets the word incarceration.
Here, right here, in the black communities and in the brown communities, having ICE kidnap our neighbors, having the black community be harassed and profiled and want a response. We say, hell no, we won't go.
And then they cheer.
When we say we won't go, that means we're not going into those mass incarceration, into their prisons and enslavement. We won't.
They are not. It's on my Twitter. I'll retweet it. Here, I'll do you a solid. It's going to be at the top right now. They're not going back to. They're not going to be enslaved. Who truly, who believes, and I'm talking about like slavery to the system, which a lot of Democrat cities have enslaved people to the welfare system. That goes without saying. I'm sure people would ask for, evidence on that. There's plenty of it. You can go find it on the internet. You can go look it up. That's not what we're here for today. But who actually believes that slavery still exists and that black people are currently being enslaved by Donald Trump in the United States? Good point by Keyboard Warrior. People that are emotionally out of control believe it. Places of employment really scaring the hell out of her. The only thing I can think is that people are very upset because, most of these people are unemployed federal workers. They didn't want to go back to their offices, so they lost their jobs because they thought that, they could stay home and sleep all day forever. I'm just confused. And forgive me for being so. Who in the blue hell believes that slavery still exists in America? There are sex slaves. There are more slaves. That's true. There are more slaves in Africa now than ever before. There are sex slaves everywhere. There are enslaved children and women and everything you can think of. It's terrible. That's true. That's a good point from Radio Face. Now, maybe when she talks about people being enslaved, it's the underpaid players in the WNBA that get dildos thrown at them. That's slavery to me. You're working out there. You should be making $20 billion a year. Obviously, you're not. You're getting green, sometimes purple dildos thrown at you. That sounds like slavery to me. You're playing a children's game for money. That sounds like slavery to me. The fact that Kalshi has, I believe, what color dildo is going to get thrown next in the court, I believe that's one of the things. It's incredible. That's slavery. That's modern day slavery. These poor women are forced to play a child's sport for a fraction. They have no other choice in life. They have no other choice in life. They for a fraction of the amount of money that men play the same child's game. Now, granted, nobody goes to their games and nobody buys the shit. I was offered free tickets to go see Caitlin Clark a couple of days ago, and I said no. I was tired. Box seats, actually. Catered box seats. No. I have a principle to stand up to. You know, I'm glad. This is why I'm glad we have this chat. Because I couldn't figure out where modern day slavery was. And then thank you to Keyboard Warrior. Was it Keyboard Warrior? Thank you for opening up my eyes. Donald Trump is doing it. It's Trump's fault. Trump has enslaved these women. A couple of them, they're getting kind of hot. They understand the draft. I think they understand the assignment now, the WNBA. They're like, let's put some hot ones in there instead of the ones that just look like old men. And Brittany Griner, who's clearly a dude. Donald Trump is clearly just stripping people off of the streets, forcing them to play in the WNBA for, minimum wage, and then throwing green or purple dildos at them. That is modern day slavery. And we figured it out. We figured it out. This is, again, all credit to the chat. Modern day slavery, we figured it out. Sometimes you learn something. I just turned 45 the other day, and I never considered the modern day slavery of the WNBA. Shame on me, Megan Rapinoe has been trying to tell us about it for a while. That lesbian with the short purple hair. Really annoying. Looks like a dude. She's been trying to warn us about it for a while. And here it just took me. So I'd like to just apologize. And when you guys see, like Jim Bob said, when you guys see a slave trader on the street, because they're out there snatching women off the street, making them play WNBA for team names like what? The Mystics? Jesus Christ. How just beneath, awful. When you see a modern day slave trader out there trying to capture a woman of color and force her to play in the WNBA, modern day slavery, you say, get out. Get out. We don't want you here. One day we'll be free again. Here, I need to hear a spiritual song. So let's go back to these people singing. We need to hear I just need some uplifting music.
DC is our home. You can have it from. DC is our home.
These motherfuckers took this little light of mine and turned it into some liberal bullshit. I can't play that song anymore. Yeah, oh, you know what? That's a good point, Mary. My allergies are going nuts, by the way. My nose has just been a mess. Anyway. My nose is more of a mess than Hunter Biden's because of the allergies, the pollen around here. Not a single mention of reparations. Good point, Mary. Points for Mary. How are you going to have a talk about how people are getting snatched off of the streets and forced into slavery and not mention reparations? How do you, that's a, damn. Hey, can we cover this other story, by the way? I want to cover another story real quick. Because, by the way, somebody accuses me of picking my nose. My nose is so itchy because I live right by like the woods, and I'm either that or I'm doing the snorting something. So this is from the other day. Have you guys seen the story about the Arlington mayor? Here's an articulate fella. Sometimes it pays to not be as articulate because she could have got away with all the words that he says here. So here's an articulate fellow, this mayor of Arlington, who he went to a Christian preacher at an LGBTQ festival because he and by the way, again, this is Dallas Express uncovered the story. Here's the Arlington mayor in the face of a street preacher at some sort of gay festival. And have you heard of Hunter's Nose? And here at the festival, he had some things to say to a street preacher that, well, it's very colorful and brace for impact because it's going to be a real barn burner. Here we go.
You do.
Not gonna happen.
You punk motherfucker.
Oh no, we come from Mardi Gras.
You don't think anal sex is good, do you?
No, it's not the purpose.
Have you ever fucked your old lady in the ass?
Who would do that?
I fucked your old lady in the
That's why
ass.
you're here with them.
Watch your language.
This is the mayor of Arlington.
Shut your ass! Hey, shut your ass, you little piece of shit! You want to talk shit?
Where are you from?
These people are out here having a good fucking time enjoying life. They don't come to your stupid redneck church and fucking talk shit. You come out here, you pussy motherfucker. Shut fuck you, pussy.
Anyway, so I met him at Beth Van Dyne's job fair the other day. It was a delightful job fair. It's like there's like 50,000 job seekers. There was an incredible job fair, but he was there again. I've gotten drunk before, and even I haven't. Well, I don't know what I said to my assistant a couple weeks ago, but I don't even know. Again, this is a street preacher. God bless these guys, by the way. Like, I couldn't do it, but like they're out there, like, you know, just preaching God and preaching the gospel in like rough situations. And being peaceful while this guy's screaming in his face with a bullhorn. But again, yeah, that's right. They don't speak like that in Grapevine. Well, I don't know. Off day at the VFW, you never know. High traveling fools. So I just want to again, this is the Dallas Express uncovered. This is from Viceland. And the blurred out face is the mayor of Arlington, Texas. I mean, hey, look, reach for the stars. Eventually you pull one down, right?
You punk motherfucker.
Oh no, we come from Mardi Gras.
You don't think anal sex is good, do you?
I don't know that I would jump to that in some sort of argument. That's a bit of a stretch. I just think it's a bit of a stretch. You know, I call me crazy. But, you know, when you're yelling at someone who represents Jesus, I don't think that the first thing that you go for is the argument for whether or not you enjoy butt sex. That's just me. You know.
You don't think anal sex is good, do you?
No, it's not the purpose.
Have you ever fucked your old lady in the ass?
Who would do that?
I fucked your old lady in the
That's
ass.
why you're here with them.
Watch your
I mean, look, we've had many a policy argument, and I'm not sure how Nancy Pelosi argues behind the scenes. But I don't think that I don't think that's a default that you jump right to. Yeah, now we know what the mayor of Arlington, Texas is up to. And here he is again with the megaphone.
language.
Hey, shut your ass! Hey, shut.
I mean, it's weird though that he starts with the butt sex and then tells people to shut their ass. I feel like that's counterintuitive.
Your ass, you little piece of shit! You want to talk shit?
Where are you from?
These people are out here having a good fucking time enjoying life. They don't come to your stupid redneck
I like the evil music, by the way. The mayor of Arlington, Texas, everyone. What a that's a guy. He's out there doing the most. He's out there with his gay friends arguing for butt sex. I don't know what's worse. Him or the lady with the fresh talking points. I can't tell. But what a class act. And what a story, by the way, again, from our friends over at the Dallas Express. They've done a great job. They pulled this out. They did a great job of finding this video. By the way, this mayor's got all sorts of problems. All sorts of problems. Carlos Tercios, let me tell you something, that guy, he needs to do my show. He's out there doing the most, finding things, and I really appreciate his work. And I appreciate all the work over at the Dallas Express. All right, listen. We got to go, but before we do, let's see what's going on over at Kalshi. Kalshi.com/Tim Young, by the way. Oh, fuck me. I should have put some money on that. Will DC come under federal control before 2027? 24% chance. I might throw in on that one. Let's go to, let's see if sports, let's see if there's any WNBA guesses on this. Hold on, WNBA. Do they have the color? No, they don't. Boy, that would be cool, though, if they did. All right. So let's go to politics. Pal out his chair. I mean, this is cool. Who will Trump meet with this year? Just cool stuff. What's the over-under on bacon in New York City? Not looking good. Not looking good. I'll tell you that much. Wow. Yeah, that's the summary of the whole thing, Radio Face. What a sad time we live in. What a sad time we live in. Yeah. Yikes. Well, not a sad time tonight. I think we've had a great time, and we started with big news. If you guys joined us late, I need to tell you that our good friend, let me see, I have to pull this up. Our good friend and regular on the show, E.J. Antoni, is going to be the fucking head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And he came on the show and explained to me what the Bureau of Labor Statistics was. I am just blown away by this. I'm blown away by this. And I'm so excited for him. I'm so excited for our country. This is what I voted for. He is currently the chief economist at the Heritage Foundation, which also speaks to how great the Heritage Foundation is when it comes to its experts and who they pick, including me. I'm the media fellow. But what a time. I'm so proud of him. I'm so excited for him. And I'm excited for our country because we will have an honest person in this position. As Donald Trump says, by the way, where's it at? Here's the Truth Social post. Let me pull up the Truth Social post. What an incredible time. I am pleased to announce that I'm nominating highly respected economist Dr. E.J. Antoni as the next commissioner of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Our economy is booming, and E.J. will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate. I can attest to that. I know E.J. Antoni will do an incredible job in this new role. Congratulations, E.J. Dude. So cool. So cool. So, EJ is going to be the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. And everyone, prayers up that Democrats have sifted through my show to find old parts of an interview with us to try to ask him about. And that way he will have to explain away why he's laughed at my terrible jokes on this show. What an incredible time. What an incredible guy. And I'm so proud of him. And can't speak more highly of him. I think he's brilliant. I think it's actually going to end up being a loss, even though a gain for our country, a loss for the Heritage Foundation, because he, as their chief economist, has been exceptional. And so, yeah, it's going to be great. And I'm looking forward to seeing him in office, and we'll definitely do a What's in Your Office with him once he gets in there. What a time, everybody. What a time. So if you want to do me a favor, if you can go right now to this post, it is my pinned post, and hit the old repost button. I will be doing these more frequently. I took some time off. I was exhausted. I was emotionally beat up. I haven't really taken a rest since everything happened that was big in my life about 3 months ago now. And I gave myself a break. And then I had a birthday. And so I have been having a bit of a break and some fun. And now we're going to be back. I've got a friend coming into town that I have not seen in a while for the next couple of days. And then starting Sunday, we're going to be back on a regular basis. I'm also going on the Media Research Center's cruise to Norway. So if you guys, I think you can still get in on that. If you want to go to Amsterdam and go see the Northern Lights in Norway, there's nothing more, to me, there's nothing more romantic than me talking about politics while we're watching the Northern Lights. So just throwing that out there. Oh, thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. That was last week. I'm an old man now. On my birthday, by the way, I walked the National Mall. It was beautiful. And went to Old Ebbitt, and then drank a lot and made mistakes. And what would a birthday be without being blackout drunk and making mistakes? That being said, I'm very happy that you guys are here. I'm so thankful for all of you watching the show and hanging out. And I'm looking forward to the next time we get together. It'll probably be Sunday, maybe Saturday. I don't know. I might just pick a random day and turn this on. But back to the normal Sunday through Thursday schedule starting Sunday. We will have a great time together tonight. Super fun. Again, congratulations to my good friend, EJ and Tony. Thank you to Kalshi, and go over to kalshi.com/Tim Young. And thank you to all of you for watching and all of you for commenting. It has been a fantastic night. I look forward to